was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang.
Oh, you close it.
Okay. I didn't need you to verify.
I didn't want you to post it. I
wasn't.
What's posted though?
I don't knock anything over. Everything feels a bit.
It is.
Close up.
It is.
See, I didn't know this thing.
Oh my gosh, I got the pink box and y'all got the green.
The green one. My box is vibrating. What's in mine? Shut up.
You're gonna drink away from my weed before it's splat.
Okay. Oh my gosh, what is happening with you and your glass this evening? Every time you put it down, you slamming it. Is that you?
No, that's not me.
Oh,
I did not pick it up. I just picked mine up how I picked mine up and he put his down and it's me. Who's hitting on this?
It's him. This one. And he'll try to play it off so slick, like boom. And see, you keep making the face up. I thought it was you. It makes your face like you can do it real quick, like boom.
Am I really?
Yeah. You supposed to be helping me.
Get it together.
Okay. I'm technically really off tomorrow.
Oh, I need a bail.
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
And sing. Okay. Cause someone has to be at work at 5 tomorrow. Just so y'all know.
Ew, you're gonna be there at 5? Oh my god, why are we here?
Because it's the only time we can. Because
You doggone schedule.
That's true.
I'm gonna have to separate y'all.
That's a sacrifice.
Huh? Put it back. See, where you getting my phone? It was in the ball.
Wait, we just gotta get it for 2 minutes.
Right, let me put it back. I'm gonna put it right here.
I can't say. Oh, damn teeth.
It's like 12,000 teeth between the 3 of them. All 3 of them. Like 8,000 teeth between y'all.
Alright, we finna get to the legal stuff, so we finna get to some juicy stuff.
Oh, wow.
Enough of this good to know Kumaya bullshit.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for
being
being
a friend.
The nitty gritty.
It is a daily watch. Daily.
Alright, what would you say? What would you label yourself when drunk? You're an attention whore, flirty, quiet, submissive, or aggressive?
Aggressive. Say all of them again. Attention whore.
Or flirty.
What was the question?
Oh, what would you label yourself when you're drunk? Or what would your friends label you when you're drunk?
Give us our options.
Good happy.
And options are what you can add if you want. Attention whore, flirty, quiet, submissive, or aggressive.
I was saying, when I'm drunk, I think people think I'm aggressive.
He is very aggressive.
His friends will
And
answer
loud.
for this. His friends. He is very aggressive.
Grabby.
Actually, he's making an answer for this.
Gosh, you are so. I'm like, I can always
He's
tell.
not drunk.
That's true, but he's worse. I'm telling you. I remember it was my birthday, and I just said, oh, so why is he so extra? And I remember I said, oh, he done had a couple of drinks. And so now when he asked, well, I said, what you drink? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh. When I'm mad at him, my impression of him is much worse, but he's very aggressive. He's drunk. I don't know what I'm like when I'm drunk, because I've actually never been drunk. I've had that.
Oh,
And then there's something else.
I'm on the road to trying to change that. Just the
Never been
Somebody
drunk, so
get
you have to
drunk.
wait.
One time.
Between May 30th and 31st.
That's what I'm
It
trying
will
to
be
do.
going
You
down.
know, it's going
Oh,
down
it is
on the
going
31st.
Between all of May. it's
All right, so
going
back. Let's focus. Okay. I love you all.
I'm getting you
So we
drunk.
can bring the conclusion that I am
Right.
aggressive drunk. And Jay don't know
Thank
who
you.
he is.
And you know what? It's funny because he's the worst person here to be interrupted.
Uh-oh. Well, let's tell you what
And he knows how I get.
Wait a second.
So I would think that you'll be on your best behavior.
No, I'm enjoying the room. I'm a guest. I'm sitting here with everyone
Yeah,
else.
well, act like you're a guest, and as long as everybody else do too.
Okay.
One more time.
Well, what kind of drunk are you, Jermaine?
Yeah, Jermaine. What kind of drunk are you?
You stop it.
So everyone knows that I'm how I already am.
No, they don't.
Not everybody out there knows.
Oh.
We know.
Okay, so I'm extra, I'm high energy, and I'm extremely goofy and silly for no reason. So you give me some alcohol, and it's more, and then I'm already a talkative person. So everything that I normally am, talkative, goofy, silly, then you just multiply it by times 10.
So what is that adjective? Is that an adjective or a verb? Oh, I'm good.
I don't know what just happened.
We've been doing it.
I would say that he is those things, and he's also very touchy-feely.
But I'm like that anyway, though.
Feel extra.
How many times have I
And he's a
touched you?
close talker. When he's
See,
drunk.
no. I'm a close. Wait, hold on. I'm a close talker. Here's the thing. If you're talking about being a close talker, if you're out at a club and you're drinking and you're already incoherent because you've been drinking and then the music is loud, of course you're gonna be closer. You're gonna be talking and it's gonna be like this.
But here's the thing: when you're drunk sometimes, and you spit when you talk, no one wants you in their face talking that close.
That's what I do.
And so what I do, he gets upset with me. I try to like pull him apart or whatever, because I don't want him embarrassing himself. And when you don't, because you're drunk, because you don't know what's going on.
But you be as drunk as I am.
But when I notice things and I try to help you out, you get mad at me.
No, I don't.
You appear to be.
You know what? I think that honestly, you're basing this off of that one New Year's Eve party because you
I'm
never.
basing off of that and some other situations that's happened.
What other situation?
It doesn't matter. Well, we can talk about it off camera,
Well,
but
I want to know. But so do
but
you.
anyway, so that's, I don't know what mine is when I'm drunk. I really don't know what I am.
When I just want y'all, if anybody in the audience was wondering exactly what resting bitch was and what shade, what the definition of true shade was, this is where your eyes should be located. Because he like the whole time he like. And we just back here looking. He got the nerves. He keeps to himself. He like.
Let's call it together because this is
Okay.
I'm sorry. We have moments when we talk about being when this is about us. We have it's a real moment, and everyone else disappears. Sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I'll say
We
this.
have difference of opinion about things.
We tend to have difference of opinions when it comes to things, especially about each other.
Troy.
When Matirio is drunk,
There's
Matirio.
rules that I expressed early on in the show, and y'all are not following in that back row.
Papa got his belt.
Okay, now I gave y'all all this love, segment ago. I'm about to take all that shit back. Okay?
Okay, so I'll say this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna push on. Excuse me.
Oh.
So what I'll say about you is that when you're drunk, one, you dance a lot more. Your rhythm ups. Like by 10, your rhythm becomes it.
But what on the list though? Like it was a list of.
So you can add to the list.
You can add to the list. And I would say that you're pretty agreeable also when you're drunk.
Agreeable?
I like you agreeable when you're drunk.
I bet you do.
I do. It's a bet you win. Who's next?
Troy.
I guess I'm like the happy drunk. Like I'm more extroverted.
You're more who?
I guess I'm more extroverted. I'm just like more talkative. I'm silly. Like you see more of my silly side than my like jokey side.
Just to piggyback, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
you're
because
fine.
everybody said, agreed that I am the aggressive drunk. But I am not the angry aggressive drunk. I am more of the you tried me. You really tried me.
Okay.
I am not the angry aggressive drunk. I am the very goofy, happy, loud, aggressive drunk.
I guess because I don't be drunk, it feels like there's a lot going on.
That always makes a difference when you're not drunk and the people around you are.
in a room with drunk people and not being drunk.
Yeah.
It's so irritating.
It is.
Yeah.
Because we sometimes fall out for like 2 seconds because he just be like, what? I had a drink, what? And I'm just like,
I know what you were.
back off. And he just like, what's wrong? Fine, okay. And then he's mad. And I'm just like, I had something to drink.
What about you, Blair?
That just means he needs to just pick up a
Apparently-
cup and join.
I'm something different when I'm drunk because he just told me that I'm something like he was like I know it's good things and everything that I know about me when I'm drunk is never good. So I'm gonna volunteer my right over when I'm drunk to this one.
Well, Blair is drunk. Blair, he's very caring normally, but he checks on you more than when the last time that I was really around him and he was drunk. He just kept asking me over and over again, you okay? You okay?
Yes.
You alright?
Sometimes.
You good?
You good?
And I told him, yeah, I'm okay.
Chili, you
We
alright?
get in the car, you good? Yeah, I'm okay. 5 seconds later, you okay?
You okay?
Yeah, nothing has changed. It's okay.
You blinked. I'm still right here.
Okay, and I'm still okay.
I'm just checking.
That's him to the T. Like that is him to the T. He's overly caring in that aspect.
He's overly caring. He's also overly flirtatious. When he's drunk.
I'll admit to that. I'll admit to that. Chops come off. I mean, hey, seeing single. Why not? I mean,
How is the dating scene today?
baby.
Late.
Slim
Late
pickings.
is an understatement. If it wasn't by the plastic provided by Lover's Lane, I wouldn't be able to get through it.
On that note.
Okay, on that note, can we all have a sip? Even y'all.
So let me ask you this question. So after seeing your friends in relationships, do that make you want to be in a relationship more or no?
I can honestly say, after watching every couple in this room in a relationship, whether it's in play and fight or whatever, it's just it constantly gives me motivation because there's stuff that I still learn each and every day. Like, of course, I've been in relationships before, but it's just stuff that I learn every day. Like with YouTube being so far in the game, it's just like off rip, that's automatic motivation to what I want to grow to be to. And seeing these two, and like I just noticed today, like they're still learning stuff about each other, and I think that's like amazing. Like that's these two, and then these two, we just had some basically pride. These two apart in the bathroom, and I loved it to death.
Don't say that.
And I mean, but everything's like
My grandmother's watching.
you so being a single out the group is not as bad as it might turn out to be because, of course, like you are the single one, but granted, still got bae. And I mean, there's so much to learn according to relationships, like because apparently, like there's been a lot that I've been wrong on, like just thinking like you should be here at this mark, you should be here at this mark or whatever that, and it shows me throughout the many couples of my friends, it's like there is no definite time as to what you should, where you should be here, where you should be there, and I really respect it and I love it because I see it. So when I do see it for myself, when it comes to my face relative to me, I pray that I'll be able to understand it. But I thank God, because of the friends that I do have, everybody in this room, I don't have a doubt in my mind that everybody in this room will be like, they won't have a doubt to point out like, this is that. Recognize it. You see it here. It's right here. Should I paint you a picture? It's right. It's happening. That's how I feel on it.
I just want to tell you, like, once you know for yourself that this is it, or this is the one, or this is what I want to, you just know. It ain't can't nobody tell you. It's just what you feel on the inside.
I felt that way many
in front of
times.
you. That's it.
It didn't work out.
That's just it. Boom.
But that
Boom.
time.
We'll see. When they count, we'll see. It's a point of it gets to a point when you feel it, and then the person that you with feels the exact same thing.
Exactly.
And when they can,
carry on,
and when they can express the exact same thing that you feel, that's when it's it.
That's when it's it.
And it work. And it
just works.
It does. And when it don't, you make it work. That's the thing about it. When it don't work, you make it work.
How do you know if the person is really interested in you or just interested in having sex?
With that dark chocolate ass.
Are you just asking
That dark
Because
chocolate
I
ass.
you know, I think I have questions for you.
I can't.
Where you like, you can answer it.
I can't even lie. Like a majority of the time, it'll come to a phone call between these two. Like, okay, so this is what's happening. But now, so if I can tell a direction of your conversation is linked towards something happening in my drawers region, if we can talk about more so what's happening in my AEs than more so what's happening on Fox 2, I know that you're more so interested into fucking me or me fucking than how I feel.
AE?
American Eagle.
I just
know it. See,
That's all I'm like.
I'm like American.
I picked up on that.
I hate that, and that's how I think of like we talked about before in that 3-month period. If in that the first week, if you are more so concerned as to what turns me on or what I want to try sexually, whether it's where I want to be in life or where I see myself in the next 10 years, I know where your head is at. Off rip, and that's why most motherfuckers don't get the time of day. Because I know where you see yourself at. You see yourself in these drawers, and that's what's not going to happen. Because granted, I am single, but I ain't thirsty.
Hello. I think people when you're single, people are more honest with you about what they want. Honestly, lately, because like as opposed to when you're in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, people try and befriend you. And they come on this notion like I want to be friends with you, and then later on they're trying to find their way in, and you find that out later. But I think being single, and I was single for quite a while before I met Mike, it was sort of like people were very upfront about what they wanted, and that I was disappointed a lot because you meet people and you think they're attractive, they seem interesting, and then then it leads to the whole sex talk, and that's all they want to talk about, how they want to do it, where they want to do it, and all this other stuff like that. And I think that's sort of a beauty when it comes to being single, because lately people seem to be really upfront about being ancient niggas.
So when is the best time, like if you're dating someone or you are starting to date, when is the best time, or is there a good time to tell a person what your role is? You know how you have tops, bottoms, versatiles, things like that.
I don't feel as though it's a bad or too fast move as to say exactly where you are from jump, but I feel when you make it more than what it is, then that is when it's too much. Like if you're saying, okay, I'm a bottom, and when you fuck me, you gotta put me up against a nightstand, and you gotta, okay, I didn't ask you for that. All I asked you is that what's your position. I didn't ask you all of that. I didn't ask you if you like to get gagged and call a bitch.
How long, like when you talk to someone, do that conversation come up? Do it come? I mean, because I'm
gonna need to know off rip, because I'm versed. So it comes to a point where if I'm fucking with a top, he's gonna need to know Because there's gonna be a point. Okay, I'm gonna want to bend you over, or if there's a top, you gonna have to bend me over at some point. You gonna have to. But
why that voice?
I mean, that's how it goes. But
that was kind of scary. Like,
I mean,
that's how you know that it's real.
That's how you know it's real.
So basically, up front is okay for you to
I mean,
know
yeah, I'm gonna need to know.
But does that also qualifies as that this person or you possibly may just wants to be involved with this person because of the sexuality, not the.
I don't feel so.
I think when you say like, even if it is upfront and you say like, you know, this is what I am, even though you're saying this is what I am, it doesn't always mean that this is what I want from you. This is just me telling you who I am and a part of me, something about me. It's not always telling me this is all that I want from you. It's just this is a facet of who I am. You know, I like to top instead of bottoming, or I like to do this instead of that.
Sure.
But do you think that sometimes?
Yes, me too.
I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm not judging. But do you think that sometimes when you bring that subject of conversation down right in the beginning, some people may think that you're easy or you're just out for sex?
I do think that some people may come across may seem like you're just out for sex, but at sometimes I do feel like you know what you want and you know what type of role you want to be. So that's why, somebody would ask that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Me personally, I feel like the sexiest thing about that is not having to talk about, oh, this is what I am. I'm a top or I'm a bottom or I'm a verse. I just feel like the sexiest thing is just to actually the chemistry with the other person is everything that you need to determine whether this guy is going to top me or this guy is going to be my bottom or we just going to flip flop.
Let's talk about assumptions. Now, is it always an assumption that somebody that's more feminine would want to be a bottom versus?
Yeah,
it is an assumption.
Yes, Lord.
It is. It's very much so an assumption, but you have to have an open mind when it comes to guys. Like, the most feminine guy could, dick you down.
Girl.
I'm sorry. Can I interject here really quickly? Can I tell a personal story with you and I?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't know what it is. Do it anyway.
Right, please. This is
when we and I'm sorry from when we first met a long time ago. I'm not really too much different from where I am now as far as me as a person. But back then, you could see me in Tim's and big pants and a shirt, and you could see me in a very fitted shirt and some small jeans. And at that time, I was going through a younger phase, and everything was fitted at that time. But when we first got together, I was like, wear that ass. That was me. But that was me. But if you were to look at me and see me out, and I'm on the dance floor and I'm popping, you're like, oh, that's a bottom all day. But
see, when you just describe what you had on, that's not what I was thinking.
But I'm just saying.
When you say baggy clothes, I'm thinking.
Well, no, I'm just saying you can see me that way. But if you see me out, a lot of times I got small T-shirts, I got on small jeans. And people will look at me like, oh, he's a bottom all day. But that's not who I was. Just because you may look at me and think automatically, and I may kiki with my friends, and I'm like, oh, girl this and girl that. But at the same time, I'm like...
That's why I said what I remember. That's what I said, what I said.
I just remember being really angry with masculine guys who are just naturally masculine and who aren't very interested in feminine guys, and make it a point to say that that's not what they want, that there is something wrong with that's not attractive, and especially when I was a single person, and so I was very angry about it. I did something about it too.
To me, a lot of guys are I would say down low, but I know a lot of times you use the term down low is like in a different term. But I think a lot of masculine guys prefer or really do like feminine guys, but only behind closed doors.
But sure. All kinds of things can happen when the doors are closed. But I will say about it. Well, I'll get into it. I think that you have to get to know people, period. If you meet someone and you actually are interested in being in a relationship with someone, and you have some morals and some things that you want to know if this person shares with you, then you have to give them a chance to show who they are. You know, it's so much bigger than a sexuality thing. But then again, on another hand, you don't want to waste any time. If you guys are both tops or you both bottoms and that's just what you like, you know, it should come up in conversation, and it's okay to come up casually without it becoming a sex talk. I think that once you get to know people, you know, you're interested in seeing where it can go. I think it's okay to say, you know, well, what do you like physically speaking? Because if it's a deal breaker for you, then it's a deal breaker for you. Some people are very serious about that sort of thing. I've met quite a few people who are just like, you know, I'm definitely just a whatever, you know, and that's okay, you know.
And it's unfortunate that sometimes it could be two tops or two bottoms. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but that they be like really just made for each other, except for that component. Go ahead.
I got something to say. Even like with me and Troy's relationship, when I first met him, he told me that he was just a top. I'm fully versed. But he expressed that he was just a top and I had never bottomed before. But I was just, in my mind, me being me was just like, well, you know, that's gonna happen. It has to happen.
Tell us about it.
And it's not even
Everybody does it at the same time.
But to get personal, first time we ever had sex, like he was the bottom. But for him to say that he wasn't gonna do that, it was just kind of like, you know, it's kind of contingent upon not even contingent, but it's kind of like this is just all that you've had, this is all that you've known. But you know, if you are open to different things, like you allow different stuff to happen. And he allowed that to happen, and you know that was the main thing. You know, I expressed that I was fully at first. He expressed that he was a top. I didn't have any problem with it, but I just at the same time I wasn't just gonna just settle for that in the sense if that's not really what I was, I guess. And our relationship works because of it.
Okay. All right.
I feel as though most dudes will try and compensate on the fact that, like, you know, he's more feminine, so I have to let it be known that I'm a top. But with my experience, it's been the exact opposite. Like, with me, when I first started engaging into myself, I was more so masculine, believe it or not. And the guy was pursuing my first boyfriend was more feminine. And he broke me into, you not gonna finish this drink while I'm speaking. But the guy I was pursuing at the time was more so feminine. And he broke me in, like, you know, we gonna put this around. Like, he was like, you know, I'm a top you. And I'm like, oh.
Since when?
I'm like, you know what?
Were you prepared, if you know what I mean?
I mean, at the time, he told me what it was to be prepared. So I'm like, alright, well, we gonna do this. And I just so happened to love it. So I feel as though the problem is a guy feels as though he might be 0.3% more so masculine, and he just feels off rip. He's supposed to be the top, which is not the case. Because at the time, like I said, my ex was more so feminine than me. But been in my big ass up, 6'7", been in 6'7" over, and you know, having at it. And I just feel like I don't know why that's such a
people need to not
subject.
limit themselves to just descriptions or titles or stuff.
Exactly.
You know, just go with the flow. Do what you like. Have fun.
I've heard of two tops being together, and they would not like have sex with each other.
Conform.
Yeah, they would. So what they always did was they brought in a third party. You know, a model, basically.
That's a little bit too much.
If it works,
but they've been together years
together.
They had this is how the relationship works for them.
You have to individualize the experience. You know, you have to decide what works for you as a couple. You know, and that comes from those early days of just getting to know each other, asking each other many questions about, you know, what works for you, what doesn't, what don't you like, what do you like. Sometimes you may not know, you know, but you know, you could be open-minded or not, and it is strictly up to you and the other person on what happens. It's not really a rule book. Unfortunately, there's not many examples of gay couples that are happy and are monogamous and are doing it where you can, you know, see it being played out on a regular basis. You meet people here and there, like, you know, we meet you guys. I don't know all y'all business.
That was a misconception, is that we did threesomes.
But that's
from out of nowhere.
But a lot of couples that have been together a long time that are gay, I've met, they have been involved in that, you know. And so that sort of lifestyle doesn't really appeal to me.
I don't know where that conception comes from.
And it was like, we've gotten that before, and it's like, no.
You better let me know.
I mean, we have to keep in mind. Let's talk about some things that actually do go on today that, you know, people do have problems. Let's talk about social media. Bullshit. Okay. What's the most? First, I'm gonna tell you my answer first, but I'm gonna say, what is the most annoying thing about social media? And I'll tell you my answer real quick.
My answer is about as far as being in a relationship. It was annoying.
Period. I do have specific questions though too. Most of the thing to be about social media is when someone sends me a friend request. We have mutual friends or whatever. I'm like, okay, you know, blah blah blah. And a lot of times it's people I don't know, but I feel like I'm trying to build something as far as like this little show thing or whatever. So I feel like if I have more people that know who I am, then I can get viewerships and things like that. But I hate when I accept somebody as a friend, and the next thing I know, thank you, sexy, in my inbox. I hate that shit.
Oh.
You don't need to send me an inbox. You don't need to send me an inbox. Good morning, this, that, blah, blah. You can put it right on the wall when I make a status and anything else. That's, to me, that's like one of the most annoying things.
Even if they do that,
I'm gonna throw it out.
they still be thinking that they can get through.
True. I shut that shit down real quick.
I'm glad you did.
We shut it down quick.
I hate that because they feel as though, like, okay, you put on your profile, you're single, and they feel as though, okay, you single, so you want to fuck. Offer it. What is that? Like, why can't I just not be single?
Like every gay man that's single is desperate.
I don't when you let me know, I will be so happy because it's like I'm single. Okay, it's like with me, and like I said, my persona is being pointed across like you single and you serious. So they'll put off across a Maya Angelou quote, and then a dick pic, and it's like, wait a minute, wait, let me know.
How does that work together?
I wasn't
right,
ready.
Let me know when it brings up. Like,
Maya Angelou.
She's still alright.
Wait, still alright. Cock and ball. Let me know where they link up, and it's like, wait, I let you know that I was single. I didn't say that I was single and I was looking for something in my mouth tonight. I said that I was single. I wasn't looking. I not specifically said. I swear. I specifically. I'm not looking for a brother just for, you know, a fun time or what have you. I'm single, and I'm not looking for anything. But if something comes across that might so be real, I won't doubt it. But they'll take it as I'm single. I'm gonna show you this and that and that. I didn't even ask you for all of that. I just wanted to know what side to use, east or west. And, you know, if you had iPhone or Android, but you can show me your balls in the picture.
Do you think when they show you like a dick picture or an ass picture, that shows like if they're top or bottom? Is that the thing? Or
yes.
Sometimes it might be the most flattering thing they got.
Yeah,
but that's sad. If that's
if my smile is not enough for you.
Because that's the first thing you
Niggas want a little waist.
No, because I take that back. Because sometimes when I was single, I used to be like, you know, I used to want to see that too. But the fact, just like how I came at Dre, just like, you know, show me them cakes, you know, because I wanted to see him. The first thing that came out of my mouth, because he was fine, I liked him, he was cute and this and that, and I was just like, you know, I was single, and if I did ask anybody for some picture of their cakes, they sent it to me. So I just wanted, you know, him to send it to me too.
You better fall in line. Okay. Get them pics on.
What did I say? And what did I say when you had?
They told me that's a homo.
Oh. Yeah! Get them together.
He got me two and together, okay?
Two and together. No, that's the
Real quick.
But look at us now. I don't need no picture.
Hey.
Okay. Wait, say it now. You don't.
Can I
Now. Let these thirsty motherfuckers know. Now.
Interjecting and going off of you, Blair, what he gets. Now he doesn't get a Maya Angelou quote. He gets, "Do you work out?" Ugh. And that's their way in.
No, I don't work out.
It's hilarious to me.
Okay.
And that's how they get into him. Is do you?
They don't get into me. Don't get it twisted.
No. They try, but that's how they try to get. Well, do you work out? Well, what do you do to work out? Do you really want to know that?
I need to work out with you. No, you need to take your ass to the gym.
Okay.
I need you to work.
My thing about let me go to my biggest thing about social media. My thing about
everybody
social
woke up
media.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at Troy.
Sitting up back on our shit.
Okay, but he ready.
I think it's pretty obvious what I'm about to say, but I'm about to say it. My biggest thing about social media is seeing people flirt with what I have.
Wow.
Oh, I feel.
Sorry, say what?
Wait,
that is my biggest.
I saw somebody have it on Instagram.
I did.
Yes. It was like, no, I'm about that kick your ass like something.
Mike
Together.
So let me tell you. So I was at work? He was telling me about it. And I was like, if my response, if I was him, my response would be, you better be glad you far away. And then when I went in ring, I was like, yes! Okay. Yes! That's what you're saying.
I'm more like the wood
That's what my response would be.
Glad that you far.
Let me tell you guys something. Mike is so super protective,
I am too,
and it's very sweet. But for me, because of my personality, and lately I've been trying to do better at it because sometimes people just don't respond well to nice, and a lot of times it's either I don't say anything at all because it does not faze me, and to me to invest any type of energy in it, whether it be negative or positive, I don't really feel like I got to because you're not my boyfriend. We're not together. I don't have to acknowledge that. I see it. Thank you. The most I'll say is thank you, if that. A lot of times I don't say anything at all. Or, like recently with that particular situation, this person one day liked mountains of pictures. They
every fucking day.
Uh-oh.
And
it's flattering.
It's almost like I'm not special. Because you like everything. In other words, that's what you're saying.
And it's okay that they like it. I don't put my value on social media. It don't matter how many likes I get. If 2 people like it, if nobody like it, if a whole bunch of people like it. But for me, it's sort of like, I know who I'm with. I know my situation. I know what I like, what I don't like. And so I don't really respond often, but Mike, gets really riled up about it.
No, because people are disrespectful.
People
let me tell you, people have to know that there are boundaries that they cannot cross, and that's why I get so protective.
I'm agreeing.
I'm agreeing. Let me tell you. Give me a second. Let me interject here. Mm-hmm. So me being very similar to what your responses are to things like that, what I've had to learn dealing with someone that is protective is that it is my responsibility to tell this person that's coming to me, not him, but coming to me to say, well, thank you, but I'm in a relationship.
Right.
And hold on, sorry, wait, hold on. And right now you're being disrespectful. Thank you, but you're being disrespectful.
Thank you.
And you need to stop. And now therefore it is now up to you on what you're gonna do. If you're gonna continue being disrespectful, I don't need you in my life. So it's a real quick delete and block, because clearly you're gonna keep trying.
I agree.
I'm letting you know that there's no way for you to come in.
I agree now. I haven't always agreed with it because I have not had this is the first real relationship I've had where somebody actually liked me back in a very long time. I have been in a lot of relationships where I have done everything, jumped the rings of fire, and it wasn't being reciprocated. You know what I mean?
And he's only 20.
And so now that I'm in this relationship, it's a whole new setting. There's things that he cares about that I never had anybody care about before. And it's frustrating sometimes. I'm just like, well, you know, why is that why is that an issue? Why is that a thing? And that's where we kind of bump heads sometimes. It's not that I need the compliments, because people compliment you all the time, you know. But I'm getting used to what it's like to be in a relationship, and not just any old kind of relationship, but where the person really cares about you the way you care about them, you know. And I'm trying to learn what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, because I was single for so long, and a lot of those old ways have to go away. You know, and I'm not perfect. I work on those things. You know, I try to anyway. I'm most of the time I fight through a lot of things, but I get what you mean when you say that it is my responsibility, which is why I try to exercise that with that particular situation.
I had to learn it. Yeah, because that's why I say because I was like that a lot of times too. Like, oh, you're so crazy, but we stop. Yeah. But I had to learn. I had to learn that the person that I was with didn't like that. And it took for me to see that, wait, it is disrespectful, because I wouldn't like it if someone came on to him like that. So if he's seeing it that way, then I need to see it that way for myself. So it took me a little bit to learn it before I'm like, okay, wait, you know what? No.
And that's so true. Stop. And what made me see it from his perspective was seeing it done to him, where someone comments or leaves some type of emoji with hearts or something like that.
Is emoji the new language?
Yes. Yeah, and so I remember I seen something, it wasn't that long ago, it was very recently, and I was taken aback, and I was trying to figure out what are you feeling right now? What is this emotion that you're feeling? And I said, you know what? This is exactly what he's talking about. And I hadn't seen it on his end, you know, like that.
Because I shut motherfuckers down as soon as they do it. And that's why he has not seen it, because I shut it down. So there's a difference, because I have a different type of respect for him to not let anybody disrespect him. Like, knowingly, people will disrespect him by commenting or doing stupid shit like that, or like trying to say anything to me in a fashion that he will not like. So I shut it down. I get that he didn't see that. But, you know, like he's seen it now, because
it comes to the point of knowing that, and it's one of those things. It comes from a movie of mine, favorite movie of mine. One of my favorite actresses, Audrey Hepburn, and T. Marjorie, and she did a movie. And in the movie, you know, she was this wild child, and she met someone he had his own thing, but he became more stable about her. And toward the end of the movie, he said to her, people belong to people, and you are mine. And it almost, it gets to a point of believing that, really. You know, not crazy, possessive, but to the point of, you're mine.
Exactly. And it's not protected for anything. It's just you're mine.
It is. And there's no one that needs to come into this and try to take you from me. Because you're mine. And I think when you get to that point of believing that someone is really yours, and they reciprocate and they give you that feeling that they belong to you, I think at that point you start to understand, you start to see those outside forces of what they're trying to do. And then you handle it differently. Like I said, it took me a good minute.
Because here's the thing.
To learn it.
If someone knows that you're in a relationship and they're trying to come in or whatever, that just shows you how much respect that person has for you.
Exactly.
Or doesn't.
Exactly. And I think that's,
or doesn't have.
And so therefore, that's just, and if you give into that, that's just a temporary fix or whatever. That means that basically you do not really need to be in a relationship, because you're not.
Period. Because you don't get it. You don't respect the fact that somebody has a relationship.
Right.
So what you think that you gonna come in and ruin this relationship and you're gonna be with him?
Right.
What do you think? Like, you're not thinking, apparently. Yeah. If it was that easy for you to take him away from the person that he thought that he was in a relationship with,
He should never have been with him in the first place.
Come on.
Exactly.
Not even that he shouldn't have been with him in the first place, but why would you want to take him if he was that easy to take out of a relationship?
So in other words, to me, I feel like social media is not. It doesn't fill the relationships. The people that's in the relationship fill the relationship if they get
Exactly.
It sometimes brings the true character of that person out.
Right.
Sometimes it does.
You know, and the thing about it, here's the thing too, because I know that people go through different things in their relationship. If you're at a stage in your relationship where you're vulnerable and that y'all may be going through problems and stuff and things like that, it's easy for someone to sneak in and try to do something or whatever. And that is the most testing time of your relationship at that point in time. Not let someone in, because it could be on social media, it could be somebody off the street, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to know, like, why am I with this person and do I want to continue with this person? And if I don't, then you can go off and do BFI. Do whatever you want to do, you know.
First time hearing thought in the whole evening.
All right.
The whole evening.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing adjusting to being in a relationship for me sometimes because I've been so independent and going through bad experiences, you try and save yourself from making the same mistakes. And so a lot of times with me, I am trying to look out for things that I never paid attention to before. And so, and also holding on to who I am. And within that lies the problem of who I became within that time of being single.
But let me ask you this, in all fairness, because I feel that everybody amongst here has common sense. Do you think that sometimes when you say what you're saying, and I hear you and I understand it, but can it also come off as an excuse?
Well, people have such problems with excuses. I don't. If it's what it is, it's what it is. You know?
But that's what
people always say. People always say that sounds like an excuse.
I know, but it's
maybe it is. But that's not true.
But in all fairness,
not to say that I'm right or wrong. I'm just explaining.
No, I understand. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's like the first thing I said is like we all have common sense, so we know certain things.
No,
I'm gonna finish.
Go ahead.
We know certain things that we know when someone's trying to come in and do certain things or whatever. So when you say like, oh, I've been single for so long, well, we all have some point in time have been single. You know what I'm saying? But you know when someone is flirting with you or not.
Well, I didn't say that to suggest that I don't know. I think that sometimes people catch you, in a way that you're not really in that zone where you think that it's not like that. People reveal themselves over a small amount of time, but a lot of times with me, I've noticed that people aren't always as forthcoming. It starts off as regular conversation, and one thing that I've always tried to do is make new friends, because I don't have a whole lot of guy friends, especially gay guy friends, and I try and make new friends so I can have someone to relate to outside of my relationship, because I think that is a key to remaining an individual when you're in a relationship.
And that was the thing with us as far as like, man, because before all these male friends that we have now, it was mostly female friends. For the most part of our relationship, it was mainly female friends or whatever. And I was talking to Nick, and I was expressing to him that, I'm so glad that when we became friends and we became so close so fast, and sometimes it's scary or whatever, but I'm so glad there wasn't like that attraction in a sense, because I think that a lot of male friends that came into our lives, throughout the years, we don't have as much friends now or whatever, it's because they had attraction to either one of us or whatever, and so it was a false, things like that or whatever, and that's why I like when. That's what I was telling about Nick. I'm so glad, I'm not saying that Nick is not an attractive guy, because he is, as well as Troy, of course. Troy is, just little like the handsome devil
with them cute ass, pretty ass.
But I'm just happy that it was you could sit up and it's like, oh, I met a new male, us being gay men, and be like, yeah, they could be attractive, but I know my place and they know their place, and not have that thing.
But my thing is,
but a lot of people don't do that. They feel like they got to test their friends out and have do all of that.
Well, I just feel like it's very important to keep it's very important to keep your individuality.
Yeah.
It's very important to keep your individuality, but when you're in a relationship, naturally your habits, your ways has to change. It has to change into conforming the relationship that you're in. If that does not change and you're still thinking as a single man, your relationship is not going to last. So where I stand is, you have to you have to change how you go about things when you're in a relationship. You have to change how you receive new people when you're in a relationship. Because when you're in a relationship, this is the one that you want. And if you feel like, anybody that's trying to come in and trying to flirt with you, or why, I feel like, as me being in a relationship, why would I try to bring you in as a friend? Because you're not coming to me as a friend. You're coming to me as somebody that you're interested in.
Right.
Sorry. Go ahead, Troy.
I have a question. So, if you're in a relationship and the man that you're with has his set ways, how are you gonna go about letting him know that you're dissatisfied with the way that he interacts with his friends, and how would you help him change that?
I feel like you have to be upfront. You have to tell them exactly, this is how I feel. And if you're going to be with me, this is what I feel that you need to fix. Because this is a problem for me.
Of course. This is really important.
Exactly.
Well, but here's
it's all about being upfront.
It is. Here's the thing about it. My point of view on that is that I'm my way with my friends. We kiki, we do this, that, and that. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we mess around and do other things, but, we're close. You might see me on my friend, and we might be like this at any point in time. This is my friend. So, I understand how you feel about how I interact with my friends. You, at the same time, need to trust that this is my friend. That's what you need to do. So, yeah, I can maybe not be as physical or touchy with my friends, but at the same time, you being on the outside need to know that this is our relationship. This doesn't mean I have an interest in this person, but this is my friend. Because we had an issue. We had a situation before where he experienced knowing people that slept around. I mean, who doesn't know someone that sleeps around with their friends or has slept with one of their friends at one point in time, but yet they're good friends, but yet they messed around. And he had an issue with me and one of my friends, and I'm like, no. This is my friend. And it is what it is. So now you don't have to like it, but this is my friend. And I'm letting you know right straight up and down, very clear. We don't do that. I don't mess around with my friends. We have no type of sexual interaction. So either you can deal with that and accept it, because I'm telling you the truth, or you can't. Bottom line. Now you don't, like I said, if you conform to it, then you have to trust that I'm telling you the truth, that I don't mess around with my friends. We can be as close as we want to be, but I don't sleep with my friends. I'm not other people.
Don't just play.
Oh, wait.
I'm just joking.
Oh.
I've heard.
She heard.
What?
What you hear?
Please. No, you didn't.
Wait, please.
I'm trying to get on Troy's bad side. I believe that.
Troy was ready.
I'm about to say, I didn't see the story.
Don't worry about it.
Story.
What was that?
I was about to call Friday night
What's the story? It was so calm.
I was with him, so I was ready here. I sat back like, what?
I think that when it comes to relationships, particularly new relationships, and sometimes how people are with their friends, there's a level of trust that you have to really give in the beginning, not knowing the person. But there's a level of trust that you have to give to say, okay, well, you know what? I like this person. I want to be with them. If they're saying that this is not what it is, then if you want it, then you have to give that. Now, if you find out something different, then you do.
But you will.
And you will.
Guarantee.
You will.
Oh yeah.
All things
But with any type of relationship, you have to give the trust at some point. It just may not. Yeah.
My kid.
And I think you have to judge the relationship too. I think you have to judge the relationship too, because like these two are like some of my closest friends, and I can lay up with them or be whatever, and it's nothing sexual.
Exactly.
Like we are literally just friends, but I can be as gay as I want to be, or even as flirtatious or whatever as I want to be, and it's nothing like that. They're just my friends.
Yeah.
And we know at the end of the day, I'm not trying to sleep with them. I'm not trying to do anything to them. It's all out of playful love. You know?
Exactly.
Right,
because
you know that because how I am. Because that's my personality. My personality. I'm very friendly. You know, Troy knows all the time. When I see Troy, there's a lot of this going on. You know, because it's my way of saying to my friend is that I'm a hugger, and I reassure you, like, I'm here with you. We're together. We're good friends. This is my way of doing that, and I do that very often with all of my friends, not just Troy. But I have a best friend. His name's Daryl. And Daryl and I stay the night with him all the time. And because he lives close to my job, and it's just easier, and it gives us a chance to hang out when I have some time. And so a lot of times we sleep in the same bed. You know, Daryl sleeps on my chest.
He follows me on Facebook.
I'm sure. And because he follows all you guys. And
I don't know Daryl.
You know, my friend Tavian, for instance, he's very affectionate, and because these people were there for me. Sometimes it's something that we've done since we've been knowing each other, you know? We're close that way. And they were there for me when I didn't have anybody. And so this is them letting me know, like, you know, we have your back. And this is something that I do with my friends. Not just the guys, but the females too. I walk down the street with my female friends and I'm holding their hands, you know. Or we a lot of my female friends, if we stay the night together, we sleep in the same bed. We sleep up under each other, you know. It's a love thing. It's not always sexual. I don't associate that behavior with sexuality all of the time.
I can't cuddle with anyone. I was told I can never cuddle with anyone because I hump.
That's different. That's different.
So if ever we go on a trip together, we stand overnight, believe that he's going to be on the end and I will be in the middle and you will be on the other side of me.
I would be the same way if Mike was
because I know him.
You know.
And that's good.
And it should be
I just got over.
That's alright. We're gonna make a way that me and him to just sleep together.
Okay.
Wait, the floor be carpeted.
Cause I'd be damned if Daryl was him and Daryl was in the same place and Daryl was sleeping on his chest.
It wouldn't happen because you're there. It wouldn't happen because why would that happen if my man is there? Of course, you take more of a priority on that department. But me and Daryl are close. Like we are like brothers, you know. And if you saw the nature in which it happened, you could be a fly on the wall. You would see that it wasn't a sexual thing. You would see that Daryl is, you don't know Daryl very well, but Daryl is very emotional. I'm telling all his business. But Daryl, you know, he goes through a lot of things, and we when we talk, sometimes we sit together and we talk like this. Or a lot of times it's always this, or I'll rub his head while he tells me things because it makes him feel safer, it makes him feel comfortable, you know? True. And that's how I am, that's always how
I can't grab nobody.
That's how you are. How is he receiving it? That's my thing.
As a single person.
We've known Daryl for so long, you know? We have never stepped over the bounds to where we're like, we're going to be together.
So therefore, exactly, so that's where you need to trust that it's not that. Because you are the same way with these two. Look at y'all. Look at you.
I just
all together.
As a single person, I can say
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I've had numerous dudes that will come up and tell you, like, to this day, okay, I don't like the way that you talk to T. I don't like the way you talk to Chill. I'm like, those are my best friends. Like, you got it. You will have to. Regardless of how far you get,
I'll be looking at that bitch like that bitch not for you.
Okay, and it's like those are my best friends. You have to adapt. You have to get used to the fact that these are my best friends. They were here before you got here. They're gonna be here after you got here.
Okay.
So it's like whether or not I'm crying about you and I'm crying naked on a shoulder or I'm crying. I don't care. I'm just I'm gonna be like, love me. Okay. You never know. I'm gonna be like, love me. Come here and love me. At the same time, right? At the same time,
struggling with a belt trying to get it off.
right? You never know. At the same time, like both of them could tell you at the same time. It's been like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I come in, just crying, and I'm like, I just need to talk to y'all, fully clothed or whatever. But I just been needing my best friends, and it's like whatever you're wearing at the time, I'm gonna need my besties to know. They're gonna know about you. They're gonna know everything about you, good, bad, middle, whatever. I'm just gonna need you to respect that. Like if I'm telling you off rip, if I'm telling you these my bitches from jump, and I'm not like this daddy or whatever. Like granted, this one can tell you off rip. I'm gonna call him daddy about 50 times off rip. But I mean, it's dudes off rip that can be like, okay, you calling him daddy. Or whatever like that. I mean, I call him daddy off rip. That's my daddy and that's my bitch at the same time. But it's like you gotta know, like that's daddy, but
so in other words, it becomes a trust issue where I am full, I am drunk. So excuse me if my word slurred. No, I'm trying to be control. I'm Oprah.
I thought that was you.
I'm Oprah.
You get a car.
I'm Oprah.
So basically, because it really becomes a trust issue. Basically, when you have a group of friends and y'all really tight or whatever, then the person that comes in can't be so insecure. I know that I've had that problem. But anyway,
Jermaine, wait.
I do, and honestly, sometimes I do. I'm very protective, and things like that. So that's basically what everyone is saying. It's like sometimes even the partner may not understand the relationship of the people that's friendships and their closeness or whatever, and they may see it as being sexualized, but it's not necessarily the case. So it really becomes like a trust issue. So you have to trust your partner to know that they are telling you the truth. Otherwise, unless you see one of them sticking their tip in. So anyway,
Yes.
Wait, hold on.